What's up, everybody? Come one, come all. It's the iNPLACENEWS.com top headlines in under 10 minutes on YouTube.com. My name's Nar Williams, and I got a serious case of the Mondays. To the top headlines, Barack Obama delivered a smackdown. Smackdown over the weekend, racking up some points in his win column after soundly defeating and sweeping Senator Hillary Clinton in primaries and caucuses in Louisiana, Nebraska, and Washington. I don't know if this is why she demoted her campaign chairwoman, but I'm sure these results didn't help. As Arizona Senator John McCain moves towards the Republican nomination in the 2008 presidential race, Obama has pulled into arm's length of Hillary, so now they're in a really tight race. All eyes are focusing on delegates and superdelegates. What does this mean? And what the hell is a superdelegate anyway? For those answers, here's a look at where things stand with an Associated Press report.
Forget financial contributors. Meet this year's hottest campaign commodity, delegates. John McCain appears to be on course to be securing enough to get the GOP presidential nomination. He's now well ahead of Mike Huckabee, who, despite some recent momentum, has yet to match what Mitt Romney had before he dropped out of the race. Things are much different for the two remaining Democrats, who are counting each delegate like it's their last penny. As of Monday morning, Hillary Clinton stands at 1136, Barack Obama at 1108. The tight race is putting close attention on a sometimes forgotten element of the election process, the role of so-called superdelegates, people like former presidents, governors, and party insiders who will go to the summer conventions but aren't necessarily locked into a specific candidate.
They can vote for whoever they want, and they can pledge themselves to me today, and tomorrow, once I'm no longer the hot news, they can then turn around and support my opponent.
So far, Clinton has 213 superdelegates, while Obama has 139. But a string of wins for Obama, like he's had, could change things.
So if Barack Obama really gets ahead of steam here and wins a bunch of contests, especially next month if he wins Ohio and Texas, you're going to see a lot of these superdelegates peeling away.
And there's another possibility, that neither Democrat will get enough delegates before the convention to secure the nomination.
The other internal political thing you have to worry about is what happens if the pledged delegates all go to the conventions roughly evenly split. Do these insiders in the smoke-filled room want to be the ones who determine the nominee? That would look awfully bad to the rank and file.
The last time the Democratic superdelegates played a decisive role was in 1984, when they backed Walter Mondale over Gary Hart. For the Associated Press.
Still plenty of issues to deal with in this administration, and Defense Secretary Robert Gates is publicly endorsing the idea of a pause in the drawdown of U.S. forces from Iraq this summer, as proposed by the top U.S. commander in Iraq.
Making a surprise trip to Iraq, Defense Secretary Robert Gates touched down in Baghdad on Sunday, saying that he supports the idea of a pause in troop reductions following the expected drawdown of U.S. forces this summer. Gates had dinner with Iraq's Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki and the top U.S. commander, General David Petraeus. It was Gates' first trip to Iraq this year, and possibly his last before Petraeus and U.S. Ambassador Ryan Crocker head to Washington in April, where they'll give President Bush recommendations on what he should do after up to 30,000 troops are set to be pulled out by July. By then, 5 brigades are expected to have returned home, leaving 15. The question will be whether General Petraeus will tell President Bush that security conditions in Baghdad and elsewhere have improved enough to permit even more troop cuts.
The situation in Iraq continues to remain fragile, but the Iraqi people now have an opportunity to forge a better, more secure, and more prosperous future.
But Gates says a pause for evaluation of security should take place, but emphasized that the final decision will be President Bush's. The visit came amid a spasm of violence throughout Iraq. A car bomb exploded near the compound of a prominent Shiite politician Monday, killing at least 6 people and wounding 20. At least 53 people were killed in a series of bombings and shootings in Iraq yesterday. Rita Foley, The Associated Press.
The Pentagon is planning to charge 6 Guantanamo Bay detainees for the September 11th terrorist attacks and trying them in military tribunals. These tribunals are a bit on the controversial side due to their secrecy. This guy, Sheikh Mohammed, is the alleged mastermind behind the 9/11 attacks. Military leaders will be seeking the death penalty.
The Pentagon says 6 detainees at Guantanamo Bay in Cuba being held for the September 11th terrorist attacks may face the death penalty. Charges could come today. Among those held at Guantanamo and expected to be charged is Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, the suspected mastermind of the attacks 6 years ago. Those charged will be tried in the military tribunal system set up by the Bush administration. The system's been criticized for its secrecy. The trial will take place in a specially constructed court at Guantanamo. Lawyers and journalists will be present, but relatives of September 11th victims will watch from a distance on closed-circuit television. Prosecutors have spent years assembling the case against suspects in the attacks that triggered the Bush administration's war on terror. Lee Powell, The Associated Press.
And those are your top headlines for iNPLACENEWS.com on YouTube. If you'd like to get live news streamed to your desktop without having to even open up your internet browser, then go to iNPLACENEWS.com right now and download our IPN desktop player. It's quick, it's free, it's easy, and you get streaming live news right off your desktop. Until next time, my name's Nar Williams. Thanks for joining us. Let's take a look at an AP News Minute.
This is AP News Minute. Defense Secretary Robert Gates says taking a break from the troop drawdown in Iraq this summer probably is a good idea. He visited Iraq over the weekend and talked with the commander, General David Petraeus. Meanwhile, 2 car bombs shook Baghdad today near the offices of the leader of Iraq's largest Shiite political party. Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama are virtually tied in the race for delegates to the Democratic National Convention. That's after Obama won 5 contests over the weekend. All sights are now set on Tuesday's Potomac primaries in Maryland, Virginia, and the District of Columbia. The winter weather is taking its toll on the nation's highways. High winds and whiteout conditions in upstate New York led to a 36-vehicle chain reaction crash that left at least 1 person dead. And in northeastern Pennsylvania, another death and another deadly pileup, this one involving 68 vehicles. Amy Winehouse is the big winner at the Grammys. The singer accepted 5 awards last night via satellite, including Best New Artist and Record of the Year. Kanye West came away with 4 trophies, and the surprise of the night, Herbie Hancock winning Album of the Year for his tribute to Joni Mitchell. John Belmont, The Associated Press, with AP News Minute.